Hey guys, Vico here. Welcome back to the channel, and welcome to my first podcast. Not normally hosted on YouTube, podcast that is. This should be available on YouTube Red and YouTube Music. So if you have the YouTube Music app, you should be able to listen to this with no problem, especially with YouTube Red, and be able to listen to this with your screen off while you're driving, commuting, etc., or at work. 500 subscribers. It's insane. I remember 2 years ago, the quality of the video, the quality of the audio, and the improvements made over time. I'm quite happy to have 500 subscribers. I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much, and my patrons. I can't do what I do without my patrons, and you guys are incredible. Having said that, I'm going to be doing a 500 subscriber giveaway. Be looking for details in this video, or if you're commuting, you're going to have to wait till the end and listen, for subscribers. And I'll give you details on what to look for and what to do so you can receive a $25 gift card with details on what kind of gift card, etc. And patrons be looking for something for you guys. So I really hope you appreciate this podcast. My guest is RoadKutter, and there should be more of these in the future. Enjoy. Hey guys, Vico here. I'm joined with my good friend RoadKutter. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I am good. This is the first podcast for me, and you say it's the first for you.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I couldn't get any hosting on anything at this such short notice, but I can put this on YouTube with YouTube Red, and I think people can still play it without having to have their phone open or whatever. So it works.
Perfect.
So how are you doing in game?
I'm actually doing well, considering all the changes and everything that happened. My I've been acing some tanks this past week, and my win rate's going up, so I'm kind of happy.
I think I've had some random aces, but for the past 2 days, I've been on the EU server, trying that out with the ping. I saw a forum thread about it, but my ping is averaging about 120 with no issues. And I've aced 4 tanks in 2 days, but it's all seal clubbing,
It's all on EU, right? So
yeah, it's all on EU. It's not so bad. And I just noticed Triari has a mini clan there. There's I think only 6-7 people in it.
Oh, I should check that out, because I do have an account on EU as well.
There's a couple Hastati in there. There's the kid, 7x70. He's in there.
Oh, okay.
And I think one other. I don't remember.
Yeah, because I thought because I have an account on Asia as well, and I think you do. And
I do.
Straight up Jack, right?
Yes.
So, but yeah.
I've tried Asia, but the ping is upwards 300, 400, and it's just I can't manage it with my ISP.
Yeah, it's funny because I'm on the west coast of Canada, and I would actually get better gameplay on EU than I do on Asia. I mean, you can still play it. My ping's double of what I have at home, but still playable.
I was thinking about trying RU and seeing about that, but that's not going to work. Yeah, I'm confident the ping would be 400 to 500. It's not playable.
Yeah.
And NA, my ping goes from
TD.
20 to... Oh, yeah, you had to be a TD. My ping goes from 20 to 50 usually on NA. I tried playing with somebody from Grump. It was Hoodie, one of Bushka's pals. And him and I platooned together on NA, and he's like, "Look, I can't do this." And he was in an IS-6. And he's like, "I can't do this." What were you saying?
But yeah, but that ping is specific too. Like East Coast gets a way lower ping than the West Coast does. Okay.
Talking about Triari, how did you end up joining? How did you end up finding out about Triari?
Well, me and Triari is a funny story, because I joined Triari twice.
Oh.
Actually, what happened is back in 2015, when all the clan talk started on the forums, I kind of went, well, it'd be nice to join a clan, right?
Right.
So I kind of looked and who was recruiting and all the requirements and everything else that they had, and I found Triari, and so I sent in my application, and that was that. And I didn't hear back for a while, and then I found it was Mom was recruiting, so I sent in my my stuff to them, and I was in the next day.
Yeah.
So I actually played in Mom since May 2015 till about last summer. I got a message from Reluctant Theist saying, "Hey, you want to come over and he's going to sponsor me?" And I thought about it, and I said, "Yeah." So I've been Terraria ever since.
Oh, well, that's a better story than mine. Yeah, when clans first became a thing, I created one just for me, and my daughter joined, my brother-in-law joined. It was whatever, and I kept seeing posts by Triari members, and then I found out that Triari was older people.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, cool. So, I platooned with a few, and it was nice. And then I got into a game, and Catman 44 was on the other team. And it ended up being like a 1 versus 1, I think. And after the game, I said, hey, good game. And we ended up becoming in-game friends. Yep. And we would platoon from time to time, and Nickel and Dime and I would platoon from time to time. And I talked to Catman 44, and I said, hey, what do you need to do to get into Triari? And this was after the bureaucracy and the paperwork. Yep. And so he sponsored me, and after a process, I got in, and then I got to know you and Wunderwaffe really good. And then the rest is history.
And I think what happened is, like, Wunder hit me up when I was clan lead for Mom for one of the tags, and I brought him to Mom, and he played a lot with Lokeen.
Yeah.
And then he got sponsored by Lokeen, and I think he put in a good word for me, and so that's why I got the invitation.
I guess you got lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you say this Straight Up Jack was your sponsor and Lokeen?
No, there was Reluctant Theist.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Lokeen was Wunder's sponsor.
All right. Outstanding. Yeah. That's cool.
So, yeah. And then, like listening to the Tank Boom podcast and everything else, and kind of pretty much from day one listen to those guys.
It's a great podcast, much better than this will be. I usually listen to
you never know.
Yeah, I listen to the Tank Boom podcast every time I'm on a long drive. I have one next week, and I plan on watching part 2 of the last one with some guy from Pitt. Yeah, really good podcast. If you guys don't listen, and I'll put a link in the description below. It's one of my favorite podcasts. Do you usually run from one tier up and getting all your times 5s first, and then doing your times 2s after?
Yeah, like when I jump in the morning before work, and it's usually right after the reset in the morning. If I have an anniversary tank, I run that. If not, then just basically I run whatever I need to run to complete my missions.
What I've been doing lately is looking at tanks that I haven't played in a long time, unequipped, of course, or tanks. I just bought back a couple tanks. I bought the VK 3002.
Yeah.
And there was a heavy that I just bought back, and I can't remember.
So, question.
Yeah.
So when you buy back a tank now, does it come with level 1 or no?
That I don't know. Now, if it was all my pre 3.8 cells that I got rid of, getting them back, I have to put level 1 equipment back on them. They're completely unequipped. But I don't know if I sell a tank now and then buy it back a month from now. I assume that it'll be completely equipped, and I'm sure it'll be in.
Yeah, because it's unlocked. So
yeah.
Okay.
The KV3 is my next one after that epic carry that you did the other day. That's my next. Because I did horribly.
That was a lucky game. That was a lucky game.
Yeah. Yeah. I sold my KV. I think I rage sold it and then used free XP to the KV4, which I did much better in. But I need to go back and revisit that tank. Rehab, yeah.
I mean, I got it just before 3.8, so after that I didn't really play it much.
Yeah.
But then that day I had a mission, and it was like one of those, do so much in the Soviet tank, and I was kind of running out of XP at the X2 tanks. So I'm like, let's run that. And the KV3, yeah, I have 29 battles in it.
Oh boy, I think I probably only have maybe 100. I haven't
Yeah.
looked at. I know I haven't played it in more than a year.
Yeah.
But I need to buy it back. I've been doing a lot of buybacks, but other than that, I usually start at tier 10, play some reliable carry tanks, and work my way down to about tier 5. And then once the teams get really bad, I just go down to tier 3 and shamefully carry.
I have not been down to tier 3 in a while.
Well, with the new French line, those Renault FTs, a little bit of HE from an Ice Claw, or if you have a Gross Tractor, it's pretty gross what you can do.
Yeah.
With HE.
I should revisit it then.
Do you have an Ice Claw or a Gross Tractor?
I have the Ice Claw. I did not like the Gross Tractor.
It has paper for armor, but the same reload as the Ice Claw, but the Ice Claw is more reliable to bounce.
Yeah, and see, the thing is, like, I have, what is it? 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 tier 3 premiums.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that I don't play anymore.
Yeah, I think with spare parts, at those you really need those to be able to club well.
I don't. I don't look at that, and I do have my Locust that is fully equipped, but I just don't play him. So I
try to stay above tier 5. I try not to go below tier 6 until I start getting frustrated, or if I just want to tool around. Yeah.
Yes.
And that whole goal has to do with on what B-Star is about your average tier. I'm trying to keep my average tier. I'm trying to get it up to 7, and it's 6 point something.
Spend a lot of time in low tiers, so I'm trying to kind of fix that by staying in the higher tiers now.
Right, yeah, and if I'm in tier like 3 or lower, I try to go up to 10 afterwards and compensate by doing about 2 or 3 tier 10 games. Been running my mouse and my grill at tier 10 mostly. And the grill team dependent, but if you have a good team, I've been able to get 4K damage games out of it.
That's nice.
It's dying that's the problem. As soon as they see you, as soon as you're spotted, everybody's looking at you.
That's right. Yeah, I'm just looking at my stats here, and I'm pretty much over 3K in battles, tier 5 to 8, and then it kind of just drops off to about 1,500.
Right.
And I do have 1,700 battles in tier 3, so there's some stat padding there going on.
Oof. Hey, when the Kenny came out, and this was pre-Triari, I was doing pretty bad stats-wise, and when that came out, I would play the Kenny over and over, and I think I racked up 200 straight battles in the Kenny in like a week or two, and it brought my win rate through the roof. I used it to stat pad and seal club shamefully.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. I kind of wish I didn't pass on it when it came out.
Oh yeah, as soon as I heard about it, I jumped on it, and it was cheap too.
Yeah, but
But now it suffers from a power creep with other tanks and better players. As soon as people see a Kenny, they know that you got to be taken out.
That's right. But that's the whole point of the game. Take the tough guy first.
Yeah. Did you read about the premium ammunition? It's not going to be changed at all as far as damage nerf. So same pen, less damage. It's going to stay as is. They have no intention of making it back the way it was.
Yeah, that's pretty much expected. I was not expecting them to change it. One of the forums, I think it was A Crisis.
Yes, yeah, I'm thinking of the
he
same
was
one.
Posting one that he checked and did all this work and all these calculations, and a lot of the tanks apparently the price never came down either on the APCR.
Yes.
And so the word is that it's not going to change, and nothing's changing, so everything stays the way it is.
I
Which,
do have a problem with that. It should be cheaper if you're doing less damage.
yes, it should be, especially since that's what came from from the top.
Right.
But if they want to ignore it and just let it go, I mean,
I'm just confused why they did this. The PC didn't do it, and console didn't do it. It has to be due to our map size or team setup. The explanation is absent to me.
yes, it's I guess makes more sense if you have a lot of vodka in you. But you know what? I'm thinking the whole thing. It was like the whole Pramo spam, right? Everybody shot it. I mean, I used to shoot a lot of Pramo because I can afford it. But then if you kind of compare, us old guys playing with millions and millions in the bank account and fully upgraded tanks, the new guys stand no chance.
Yeah, and that is an offset with, I don't want to call it, it's skill rounds versus people that can't afford it, because us older folks have jobs and stable income and we can afford our habit.
That's right.
Whereas a lot of kids they can't afford it.
No, and to me, all these changes and all this stuff that they're doing, it's to make the new guys kind of stay and not get discouraged by going into a battle after battle and getting their butts handed to them.
Yep, and no progression. And I think it all boils down to mobile gaming, which is growing more and more popular, and has a more relevant presence in the gaming community. And I think that's why 3.8 happened. Not that I agree with it, but look at other games, mobile games. They have timers. And that you have to, and they have other types of currency. And I'm not saying I like it, because I don't. But there's usually 3 or more types of currency and BS timers, and it's all aligning with that.
Yeah. See, to me, that kind of point, it's a lot different when you go into a game and that system already exists.
Right.
Then you're kind of just go with it, right? But you've been playing a game for 3 years, and all of a sudden you have this drastic turnaround change, and everything goes, stands up on its head. Then you're gonna get frustrated by it and upset.
Yeah, rightfully so. Yeah.
But on the other hand, like, been reading the forums, and it just kind of escalated into a big, I don't know, tear storm, I guess you can call it. and people, wanting change and asking, reasons and explanations and everything else, and there's nothing's come from them. And I started listening to Bushka's podcast, and
yes,
he had some valid points on the whole subject, and kind of trying to cope with it. And I figured, I'll look at it this way: can I still play the game as I did before? Yes. Am I still having fun? Yes. Yeah, are the spare parts a pain? Yes, but doing my missions, I got, I'm getting spare parts. I equip the tanks that I want to equip, but what I found lately is most of the tanks that I run are level 1 equipped tanks, and I'm still doing good on them. So therefore, I don't need to equip any parts on them. And so I just kind of keep swimming, I guess.
The counter argument is that if you have a tank, good or not, and at tier 1 equipment only, and you're going up against, let's say, a 1v1 versus the same type of tank, the guy with the fully equipped has a better advantage. However,
of course he does.
However, yes, there are a few tanks out there that I don't care if I get in it with level 1 equipment, and I've still got Top Guns. I've still got Kalabanovs.
Yes.
I got my last Raisin I got, it was a tier 5 tank, not the KV1. I forget what it was, and I had level 1 equipment.
Huh?
It's possible, and I think it all boils down to skill. And I'm not all about skills. I don't base my entire Watt Blitz entertainment off of metrics. I want to play.
Well, that's the same thing I want to do. Like, I don't want to, sit there and get mad at the game because I can't play it because I don't have a, V-stab or something.
Exactly. I mean, it would be
But
nice.
I mean, it would be nice. I mean, I did play a battle after 3.8 in my KV2, and then I said, screw it. Like, this thing needs a GLD, a V-stab,
Yes.
needs all the help, right? But
I played that once, and I'm like, oof.
yeah, it was rough. I mean, forget about snapshotting, forget about, the time it takes you to sit out there for your reticle to shrink.
Yeah.
It's, you get shot 5 times, And so, yeah, like, I don't play it as much, but then the KV3,
Yes.
it's level 1 equipment, and I still manage. Like, I mean, IS2, I think I put on the
that needs a vertical stabilizer.
let me just check. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
I only have the GLD on it. But yeah, I only have the GLD on it, and I'm still okay. I mean, you adjust,
Right.
You end up getting closer to your targets. Basically, that's what you got to do.
Yeah, you're forced to play the pure peekaboom style with it. Even with the KV3, the KV line, and the KV4, I plan on buying back soon, and I'd like to run it with just level 1 and see if I just angle the turret and play it like a mouse almost. I bet I might be okay.
Yeah, see, I can't remember. I think it was the kid I was playing with.
Yeah.
And we started off playing with doing double Hell Kitty platoons.
Yeah.
And then he pulled out the ice cream truck, the SU-100Y.
Oh, the Y. You gotta have the Y.
And you know what? And I'm like, what the hell is this guy doing? So, but we were winning. We were doing good. And then I messaged him in game, and it's like, is your SU like fully equipped? And he's like, no. It's like, I gotta get in and shotgun people in the face. That was hilarious because he was like right in the middle of the battle with a TD that's slow reload,
Big target,
slow aim, just blasting people. Yeah, but yeah, that's basically evolution. You gotta adapt to it.
And that's the blitz I like to play. Is like when you and I had that KV3 battle. Is just, look, I'm not trying to win, even though I want to win. I just want to have fun, and that usually results in mega carries, mega damage, and even if we lose, it's usually some epic loss that you would give a worthy opponent to the other side.
Yes.
When I'm having fun, I play better.
Well, yeah, you're not stressed out. You're not trying. You're just going with the flow.
And that goes with your mantra that there is no meta.
Yeah. That's right.
Just do whatever. No, there are some strategies and depending on this team setup where I would want to go a certain route or do a certain known thing, but on certain maps and especially with shit teams, I honestly, whatever. And I end up carrying.
Yeah, 10 seconds at the start of the game, just kind of see where they're gonna go, and kind of think it over, because 20,000 battles that I've played already, you kind of know each map where the heavies are gonna go, right?
Yes.
But what I've seen lately is if the reds are mainly heavy, they'll go right, and then for some reason my team wants to go the same way, where we're just all mediums for some reason, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, why would you want to do that? Why would you want to go head first with a medium into a heavy? But
it used to work, but it doesn't work anymore
No.
with the changes to Pramo.
That's right. And so I usually just kind of try to sneak around, get in the back position, and take some shots in the arse and get out. Sometimes it works. A lot of times it doesn't.
Right.
But yeah, games are very team dependent, and that's what you get for a online game.
Yeah, and that's with any online game that is a MMO like this. It's a team, and it's not just you. But sometimes I do feel like it's me versus my team versus the enemy team.
Yeah.
And given the demographics of Blitz players, we have grandparents and we have 10-year-olds all in the same place.
That's right.
It's odd.
But then if you keep that in mind, you can just adjust, I guess. I mean, I'm not gonna spend an hour a day or 2 hours a day just sit playing a game to get frustrated.
No, well, yeah, I put it down when I get that mad. That's why I went to the EU server just to try something different. And the teams are real bad at low tiers, but I'm able to just be anonymous.
Yeah.
Yeah, and somehow I'm still farming carries and whatnot.
Hmm.
Have you started any of the French tanks at all? Any of the new tank destroyers?
Actually, I was chatting with the boys the other day. Captain Cheese, because he's running them, and I was kind of trying to figure out whether I want to get into that line or not. Like I've recently after watching your video on the Cheery, I'm like,
oh, love it.
I'm like, I gotta do this, right? So I'm like, mad rush, started playing from the bottom up, and got to the Cheery, and I'm loving it, man. Like, it's awesome.
I love it. I love the Cheery. When I first heard it had an autoloader, it was when the Japanese line first came to us, and Bushka did a video on it and was like, "This thing has an autoloader?"
Yeah.
I didn't know, and so I ground up to it, and when I got that autoloader, wow! I mean, it's tinfoil armor, but wow!
Yeah, that was I found out about the autoloader in game. Actually, I think I was in a heavy, and I popped up, and I got shot by him. And I'm like, yeah, it's okay. I got time to aim and shoot him back because he wasn't moving. And all of a sudden, it's like, boom, boom. I'm like, what the hell was that? Like 3 shots in 3 seconds. That's amazing.
Yeah, with the old equipment, I forget exactly what it was, but I think on the old equipment with a good crew, I was able to get the between shots down to like 1.2 seconds. I don't remember. It was 1 point something low.
I'll tell you right now. I have 1 second reload between shells.
One solid second?
1 solid second. And that's and then 9 seconds for the whole magazine reload. And I'm only running a level 2. I have the GLD on it. So that's about it. So it's playable. It's like I threw in the GLD because most of the time I'm sneaking up on guys, and I have the time to wait for it a little bit, because then it's like 3 seconds and you're out.
I still think I'm running my Cheery with level 1 equipment only, and I'm still able to dole out 2,000 damage in a good game.
Yeah.
I spend a lot of time hiding.
Yeah, it's awesome. I got the Shinobi, and I can't really play the Shinobi. It's too slow. Everything's too slow for me. Like that. It's not a very fast line.
You got to play it like a Panther. You got to snipe with it.
Yeah, don't get me started on the Panther. That's my Achilles heel, right there.
The one or the two, or both?
Anything that has Panther in it, I suck in it. So Panther.
Yes, the Panther M10 is my bane. I did a Panther M10 review for a subscriber, and I literally got 0 damage in a game, and I was so embarrassed.
Yeah, there's Panther M10. Yeah, see, what happened with me is when I first started playing the game, I went German line, and I got, as the premiums were rolling out, I was buying them and playing them, make money and whatnot. So it was, it was the Lova and the Panther M10 that was just abusing them like crazy to make credit. So I have, like in the M10, I have 312 battles, and I'm only at 43%. I do have it aced, because, aces back then were easy. But yeah, so yeah, I don't know. Like, it's not my game style, not my gameplay. But I did try it a couple times after the recent buff, and it is nice and quicker.
I don't think I'm going to get in it. Mine's completely unequipped. I'm not going to sell it, but unless it gets a buff or I buff my skills, I'm not going to get in it.
It did get the buff in mobility. It's just what it needs. It needs a better gun. Like, you're not doing any damage with that gun.
It's using the stock Panther gun, isn't it?
It is using the 7.5 centimeter.
Ugh, that's
42
awful.
L70, yeah. So
That is awful. And the dispersion isn't too good either.
yeah, it's got 0.317 dispersion.
And lousy pen.
Yes,
Yeah,
158.
I'm not going to play it. I'm not going to play it.
But your average damage, like, it's 160. And then with the APCR, it's 135.
Ugh.
You know. But hey, the HP does 200, so you know what the noobs are running.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
What was your first premium?
The Lova.
Mine was the AT-15A.
Yeah, the Warpig.
I ran that before the British tank destroyer line was introduced back in like early 2015, and people couldn't pen me, and I felt like, hey, I'm invincible. Little did I know. Yeah.
Things are changing.
It's an irrelevant tank now. It still farms credits, and the gun traverse is awesome for corners, but it's been relegated to a one-trick pony, I think.
Yes, and that's what I've noticed. I had an X5 in it last week, I think, and I played it, and I'm like, oh my god, totally different tank. You can't do the stuff you used to. You get panned everywhere.
But a lot of tanks have that.
And all these lights running around, getting on your backside.
Yep.
People jumping on top of you. It's kind of like the TOG. The TOG is just like the one tank I wish I never bought.
Oh, yeah, I regret that as well. Except sometimes my daughter and I like to run TOG platoons. We just don't care.
Yeah.
And people complain in chat, but now with being able to vote out of spite, I don't think I'll ever run my TOG or TOG platoon ever again.
Yes.
It's a good way to farm downvotes from the 13 other players.
Yeah, downvotes.
Yeah, that's a whole nother issue. I don't care about the downvotes, but what I do care about is Wargaming's response when you report a legitimate something that refutes a downvote, like my last video. Yes. I didn't care if I got a downvote. I cared that Wargaming was like, yeah, okay, thanks.
See, I don't really care about it because I get stupid downvotes for stupid reasons, and sometimes, I do get upset, and when you have your last green tank doing driving against the wall, shooting HE at everybody else, it's kind of like, dude, like, what are you doing? So then you get a downvote because you're raging in chat or you said something, not even raging, right? But
yeah,
the whole thing, like, you carry, you win, and you got an inactive in battle.
yeah, you get a raisin and a Kolobanovs and a mastery.
Yeah.
Inactive.
Yeah. The guy, I had one on a mastery game, and it's like, really inactive? Like, so what am I supposed to do with this? I mean, yeah, I did have seen a few guys with 40, 50, 60 strikes against them and no action taken. By Wargaming, right?
That's awful.
But what I'm afraid of is this is Wargaming's way of letting the game be self-policed. And if that happens, there's going to be issues because they don't have the system worked out. And if I'm going to start catching, chat bans or game bans because of kids downvoting me because they can, then it's going to be an issue for me. But
that's a problem. I haven't seen it yet, but
I mean, realistically speaking, like, what's the point of the system if it doesn't do anything? And it's not like, you should not be able to vote somebody inactive if they've done 3,000 damage.
Well, at least this is the first iteration, and from some patch notes it says that different changes will happen. I mean, I won't hold my breath, but I'm hoping that they're telling the truth.
Yes, I mean, things change in time, right? But
right,
or they fix themselves with time. Those downvotes do go away with time.
Well, and the other side of the coin with the voting is players that I've known in the past to be pretty dickish in chat, and now in a lot of clans that after a game, clan members will upvote each other. So you'll see, and I'm not going to name names and I'm not going to name clans, but there's certain good players out there that are horrible in chat and have a whole bunch of provocative chat downvotes, except there are 5 purple stars. Because all they do is upvote each other, and I don't think you should be able to do that for clan or platoon mates.
Yes.
Now, if they're on your friends list, I don't think there's anything you could do. But if you and I are in a game, I just don't think it's fair for me to upvote you. It's just a free farming upvote.
Yes.
You could be one of the most toxic players, but 5 purple stars? And shallow people are going to look at that and base your entire game's credibility off of those stars.
Yeah, sometimes it almost feels like the system just counts the total of the votes. There's no difference. It doesn't differentiate between downs and upvotes. Because I mean, how can you have 5 stars and so many, negative votes?
Exactly.
But anyways,
I have gotten a message in game saying a player that you downvoted received a warning. It seems to work for extreme cases.
Oh, really?
Yes, I logged in, and then a little pop-up. You know how you get the pop-up that says your reputation is increased or lowered?
Yeah, I hate those things.
I got one that said a player that you gave reputation for received a warning.
Huh.
It was a similar window that popped up, and I wasn't sure, but I know a lot of players, when you look at their stats, it'll show in that window that they've received a chat ban or something like that.
Oh, I did not see that yet.
Like I said, it works, but I believe it's in extreme cases.
Huh. Well, it kind of reminds me back in the day, when the friendly fire was on.
I joined after. I'm glad that I wasn't there. It will not work in Blitz.
It was fun. Trust me, it did a lot into as far as educating players. There, you could not, sit there waiting to aim, and then you pull the shot, and your teammate pulls in front of you. Guess what? He gets damaged, right?
Oh, that's awful.
But the system worked that it didn't count as damage against you, because you did have to pay for the repairs to your teammates that you damaged.
Yeah. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and that used to be in the old menu, like on the exit menu. Yeah. After the battle, you say, this is how much you spent fixing your teammate's truck. I mean, tank, not truck. Jesus. But the best thing was, if you had some guy, like you do have them now still, that the game starts, counter hits 0, and he spins his turns around and unloads on you. Well, what would happen to that guy is, after so many friendly fire hits, he turned blue on the and then as soon as he turned blue, your whole team was A-okay to destroy him without penalty. So I like
the only problem I have, and this is in rare cases, is if you accidentally TK somebody. It happens. It does happen. A careless, accidental move, and then you go into your next game, you're blue, and 10 seconds out the gate, you're done.
It happens in the same game.
Okay, so you're not blue the next game like on PC?
No. It's if you take too many shots that are friendly, then you turn blue, and then you basically fair game for your own team to take you out. The only problem with that, then you're basically handicapping your own team.
Yeah, that sounds kind of cool.
Like a way to police douchebags in the game, right?
That sounds cool. I didn't know it was that kind. It's nothing like PC then.
Yeah, it was different. And basically like the shots that you're in sniper mode aiming, and somebody pulls in front of you when you shoot somebody and you damage them, you're not responsible for that. Like, there was a system that figured it out. I mean, I'm not a computer genius, but I know you could get away with those accidental shots.
Well, I assume the only reason it was taken away because of spiteful children.
Yes.
Kind of like client chat was taken away because of immature kids, but that doesn't sound so bad.
No, and it taught him a lesson, though. because after chat came back, it was a lot cleaner. It was getting out of hand. But what I was going to say is, like, there is a way for friendly fire to still work, because, I mean, the ricochets now will penetrate other tanks.
Yeah.
So
I don't see a problem with that. I mean, let's see. I mean, how the immature people deal with it, but that sounds like a good thing.
Yeah, it was. I liked it. I liked that function in the game. But,
what do you think about the gift chest that we're getting?
The what? Sorry,
the gift chests.
You know what? I think it's a good thing. I mean,
I like it. I'm getting credits galore.
Yeah, it's kind of spoils my fun, because for some reason when I open one of those free chests in the morning, I will hear the ching before the chest opens, so I know that that one gives me credits right away.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
But
yeah.
I've been getting spare parts lately, so it's not bad. And then I've opened my second, the large one, or what's it called, the huge container. And
Yeah,
I got
the
some
600
boosters.
gold one.
Yeah.
Oh, boosters! Yay!
Hey man, don't get me started. I like my boosters. It got me topped up on all my crew skills, and it sure helped a lot with the clan supply grind.
That's true. That is true.
I've ran those bad boys like 24/7. Every game I had, it was crew XP boosters on, and it helps with the grind.
That's probably why you were the #1 contributor to the Triaria Hastati
Yeah.
Tier 10 grind.
I played a lot too. It was like, I'm like, I need a break now. I actually haven't played as much since, because I was on like 2 hours in the morning before work.
Oh yeah, wow.
And then, after work, I go home, and as soon as, the family stuff is done, the dinner's cooked, and everybody's fed, and, the wife goes watch a movie, the daughter goes play Minecraft, and I just jump do my missions then, right? My afternoon reset. But yeah, that was a lot of grinding.
I don't think I contributed enough, but the summers for work, summer's always busiest for me every year.
Same here.
Yeah.
So,
I do like the gift chests. A lot of people are saying that that's just a smoke screen for 3.8, but look, I'm getting free stuff. I just don't care.
It's not a smoke screen. I mean, okay, 3.8 happened. It's done. They're not going to change it.
No,
it's not going to go away. There was a reason they brought it in, is to, even out the playing field as much as they can.
As much as it sucks, yes.
Yeah. But I was really upset about that. And when I first heard about it, I'm like, yeah, no, blah, 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 sharpen the pitchforks and light the torches and everything else. But
right.
In the end, I got as many spare parts as I had per battles, or whatever the conversion was. All my tanks still have 3 pieces of equipment on as they had. And I'm not going to get mad about it. It's a game. Like, you got to take it with a grain of salt. If you're spending money on an online game that you have, in the end, you have nothing to show for it, except for the fun you had in it.
Yeah, that and
right?
Virtual ownership of some things.
Yeah, but if they decide to stop updating the game tomorrow, in a year, it's not going to be around. It's not going to be in the Play Store anymore, right?
Right.
So, you're paying to have fun.
I'm still having fun, 3.8 or not. I'm upset that I don't have the same advantage as I did before, but I'm still having a good time. I have more fun, like I said, when I'm just messing around than I am being competitive.
Yeah, so that's why I'm like, I'm not going to participate in the hate chats and forums, or, everybody being upset or asking for change. There's a reason they did it. It's their game. They figured it's viable. The way they did it sucked, and to drop it on us without any other explanation or anything else like that. That's the worst part about it. But I mean,
that's a problem. Yeah.
After 3 years, you kind of expect it.
Well, they have a bigger something bigger on the horizon. They're always planning way ahead.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's there's always what is it, like 3 or 4 updates are down the tube before the next one comes out.
Yeah, with rare changes, if any.
Yeah.
So they're already looking at 5 and 6.
Yeah.
Yep. That's no big deal.
Nope.
Do you have any hopes on the horizon for the Batchat line or any other new features? Maybe a Halloween grind we'll have to work on with anime tanks.
You know what? I like the grinds. And lately they've been getting easier and
yeah.
sometimes too easy.
like the weeaboo tanks.
Yeah, the anime tanks. I mean, that was hilarious, but whatever.
It was easy, and I got a lot of spare parts out of it.
Yes, and that's fine. I mean, sure, like I don't mind playing the game, doing my chores for wargaming to get stuff out of it, but as long as it's not like the goose grind.
Oh,
I mean, that was like, what? You're trying to do what?
Yeah, the subreddit even talked about that earlier last night. I saw a post about that, and they're like, yeah, the goose grind was probably the worst.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the easiest one back in the day was the what do you call it? The ankle, right?
Oh yeah, 50 battles. I did a video on that too.
Yeah, so I mean, sure, everybody has one. Now everybody's got the Kuro, and
Yep.
Yippee.
I haven't touched my Anko in months.
You know what? Yeah, me too. I just can't. I like to play with the sound up, so I can hear it. And
no.
that yeah, it got bored really fast.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah, that was like 3 battles. I'm like, I can't listen to this.
Yeah, I won't run my Kuro because I would prefer the ARL-44, which is growing to be one of my favorites in game.
Yes, I like that one too.
Oh god, and I switch guns out often. Within one play session, I'll switch between the guns.
I tried the 105.
Love it.
But I do better with the 90.
Likewise, I like seeing that big red line of health disappear when I use the 105 on people.
Mm-hmm. But
the 90 is over. I think it's unanimous that it's better.
Yeah. Now I'm just gonna ask you. So what is the what's the next in line? How is that one? Do you have it? The AMX M4045?
I have it. I think it's in need of spare parts.
Oh, okay.
It's playable, and I did a video on it. It was, I think, making the best of 3.8 was the title, but it's playable, but you need to support and you need to watch the map.
Yeah.
I don't like it, but I'm just grinding past it to get to the AMX 5100. I don't mind autoloaders. I prefer them. Like the T71's my new favorite light. Autoloaders, you have to understand their role.
Yeah.
But the AMX M4 it's a bigger tank with the ARL's gun. I prefer to play the ARL.
I found a new liking to the autoloaders to the point that actually, I went on our Triari Discord channel and I polled the guys and because I'm grinding the Bulldog. Like,
yeah.
Which gun should I use? Which gun should I use? And it's like everybody's, don't use the autoloader. Don't use the autoloader. I'm like, and I had the XP, so I'm like, unlocked it, tried it. I'm like, hey, this is not bad with the autoloader. It's got the speed. You just come out and unload and run away. And I've been actually doing a lot better in the Bulldog with the autoloader than with the single shotgun. That's why I'm kind of going up the French line, the heavies, to get the big boys.
Yeah, I'm not too eager to move up to the AMX 5100 line, but I'll get there. But lately, I've just been running favorites just to enjoy the game instead of trying to grind.
Yeah.
I have no interest whatsoever in grinding the French TDs. So
you cut off a little bit.
Oh, I have no interest in grinding the French TDs. So
yeah,
I'm really not grinding for much these days?
I like my TDs. I had loads of fun in the SU-152, but those French ones don't really look too appealing to me.
No, just HE magnets.
Mm.
Especially with the rangefinder on the Foch and the Foch 155, you could just shoot at that all day.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
Aim at the rangefinder. The what is SR-71 calls it the surfboard. Aim at the surfboard. I haven't seen many Foches in game. I've only seen, I think, 2 or 3 in the past week. But
I think I've seen one like higher tier. I think it was a tier 7 or 8 battle when I seen a French TD in. And I'm like, "Oh, what's that? Let's shoot at it." Didn't last too long, but
I HE'd the side of a Foch 155 with my grill, and I left it on 5 hit points from full health.
Yeah, I just you know what.
After a fire.
Yeah. I'd be concerned like running a TD nowadays without equipment and without actually being able to have binocs and camo at the same time.
Oh, wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to just brawl in my SU-152 anyway, so it didn't matter. Never run a camo net or anything on that like that. It was all about just gun.
Yep.
But
every time.
I did want to ask you if you got the HTC or not.
I did.
Because I've got one too, but I haven't played it yet because I'm not sure.
Well, Skate Extreme has the best video I've seen about it.
Yeah.
He goes on. He took it a little bit more seriously with his interview. As nice as he is, as opposed to Bushka, who's wonderful, but Bushka has a lot more charisma.
Yeah.
It's a one-trick pony. You need to use corners of buildings and angle and protect those boobs on the side. That's all it is. If you angle and hide, if you're coming up to the corner of a building and you're shooting around it to your right. The auto bounce zone on the front plate is there if you're angled correctly because the gun arc is so wide. But if you cut out in the open, people will shoot you and they will pen you. It's a fun tank, but it could use, and I talked to Lokeen about this, it could use some sort of a buff either by alpha or rate of fire.
Oh, okay.
It's slight. The speed's fine. On the flat, it's fine. It's kind of quick.
Yeah, well, maybe we should jump into a training room later and see what we can do.
Next time I'm in game, after I have dinner tonight, and then I got some stuff.
Yeah,
but next time I'm in game
saying tonight. Yeah, I'm just saying because I pretty much have it with 5 pieces of equipment now.
Yeah,
and I'm kind of just wondering if I should just keep equipping it or not. Where I have all these other tanks that I like, where I could actually equip them.
It makes okay money, but it's definitely not a. Oh my god! Like the Dragon, gotta play that.
Oh yeah.
It's not like that. It's a fun tank. It's weird, but it still suffers from new tank syndrome. We'll definitely do a training room. I'll let you kill me a few times. It gets Circle of Death real easy.
All right.
Support the heavies.
Get some practice.
Yeah.
I think there is hope, and I think you can still play the game and have fun. And I've been playing, for a long time, but just like recently, like doing your missions, that's where I come back, because it's not really much fun if you don't have a goal. Like just jumping in the battle, you get blown up or you win, and jumping in the battle, that kind of gets repetitive. For me, what it is the missions, kind of, or helping out clan guys in the clan, like in the mornings, like who's got what mission, let's go, let's run it, do that kind of thing. That's what I've been doing. And I've been playing tanks with level 1 equipment, and it's fun that way. Like I'm going up the American Light line right now, slowly.
Yeah.
I'm not really obsessed about it or anything like that. Like I do want to get the T49 because I like the original T49.
The T67?
They're renamed.
Yeah, I
But
love that one too.
So I've been slowly grinding. It's like, but my point is just having fun and doing my missions and helping guys do their missions is rewarding to the point that right now, just by doing my missions, I have 110,000 spare parts accumulated. That's
Oh
like
boy.
3 weeks of playing. So, I mean,
Wow.
that's not a lot, but considering that you need like 25,000 per slot.
Yeah.
But they do add up.
I'm sitting at 5,000, and I think I just need to hoard them. I know some guy from Pitt, he has all of his hoarded. He says there's something big coming, and he hasn't used, I don't think, any of them.
Yeah, I used mine up on my T7 combat car.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No, my daughter did. She put all of them in hers.
Hey, it's a chainsaw.
It's awful. It's horrible.
Yeah, but you gotta have something to laugh at.
Second worst tank in the game.
Hey, I managed to master it.
Oh, I've played it once, and it's sitting there under a tarp.
Oh, yeah, that's like the BT7 Arty. I've played it once.
Don't think I played mine at all.
Oh, well.
Maybe one game.
Huh.
Well, it's like I don't like the waffle tractor, and I only played that once, and then I was like, nope, free XP to the grill.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I hated it. I couldn't stand it.
That's you're cutting off.
I couldn't stand the waffle tractor, so I free XP'd it and then took it straight to the grill.
Yeah, free XP. That's good stuff. I ran out of my boosters for free XP. I'm hoping for some chests to drop some for me, because that stuff is awesome.
Well, I'm hoping that they keep the gift chests around for a little longer. I don't mind farming free stuff, and we'll see if they up the spare parts or...
I mean, definitely do not spend gold on them.
No. Never.
Whatever you're going to get is far less than the amount of gold you're going to spend on the chest.
I can wait a couple days to get a free A32 every time I open up the big one.
Yeah, it's a week, right? So
it's no big deal. Every time I've opened up the big one, it's an A32.
Really?
Every time.
Oh, nice.
I'm like, hey, thanks for the 500,000 credits, guys.
And don't forget the free slot.
Oh, yeah, every time.
Yeah.
No big deal.
No, I mean, the things they're trying. I mean, what was it? Watch videos for gold. That kind of came. Some people had it, some people didn't, and I think that went away. I think what was it? I have an account that my daughter plays sometimes, and she had the watch videos for gold, but it's only like you can only watch like 3 or 5 videos per day, and you get peanuts. So it's not like you're gonna make bank with watching videos. Yeah. So, what other games do you play, Mr.
For me,
Echo?
well, lately I was playing Battle Bay for a bit, but I kind of gave up on that. But the biggest one I play usually after dinner is oh God, what is it? Not Clash of Clans, but
oh jeez.
Not that one.
What's the Star Wars one?
Clash Royale.
Oh, okay.
Clash Royale. I play that just to pass the time. It's whatever. I don't care if I win or lose. They're having a 2 versus 2 special. It's a good way to farm credits. But as far as Star Wars, yeah, Star Wars Galaxies, I will always play Project SWG. I check in on the forums, and every time there's an update, I'll spend a day checking it out, and then I'll usually do a video on it.
Cool.
Love it. That's about it for me. There's a Walking Dead game I play from time to time, but it's so repetitive. It's whatever.
Yeah, I've been before Blitz actually came into my life, I played Infinity Blade. The first and 2 and 3, and then a whole bunch of other little games. there used to be a game that I really loved, and it was the Falcon Gunner. It was based on. It was like it was a Star Wars. You basically in the Millennium Falcon, and you fly around and you shoot TIE fighters. It was an awesome game. It was one of the first games that had the augmented reality, and that's like I'm gonna say 4 years ago.
Oh wow!
That game was out, and yeah, and then for some reason it kind of went away from the App Store, and I still had it on my phone, but it wouldn't open, it wouldn't load, so the game disappeared. And it was an awesome game, and that's what I played, and I wish that game came back. But anyways, and Freeblade, that's what I've been playing on the.
Is it still a thing?
Yeah, you know what?
Didn't you send me a link for that?
Yeah, I did. It's fun. It's kind of, instead of a tank, you walk in a giant, robot shooting at orcs and stuff. But it has some strategy to it, but it's repetitive. You can do your missions over and over, and it's basically either use money, use gold. They have gold, and they have ore that you use, and timers.
Oh, yep.
So,
sounds familiar.
And and you can watch ads as well to get boosters before you go jump into a game and stuff like that to help you gain more stuff.
Yeah.
But because you don't have control of the robot itself. It kind of goes through a route and you shoot stuff. But you have 3 different types of armament, and they all have different reload timers and stuff like that. So it kind of makes you decide which gun to use, or the luck of the launcher, or whatnot, right?
Yeah.
And so it's fun that way. Like, it's not. I'll play it now and then. I definitely log in every day to get my bonuses and whatnot and missions. And but the one thing that I do like about it is they do give you gold, like their in-game currency. You get awarded.
Oh, wouldn't that be convenient for us?
Yeah. So you basically, you do a mission, and it's like, oh yeah, well, there's 20 gold or whatever. Right? Which
that sounds almost like spare parts.
Yeah, but
yeah,
it works,
purpose.
and that's what I said. Like, it's different when you go into a game and all that stuff's already there. Then it's okay. But when you get pushed into a pool in winter, it sucks.
Yeah, and that is a good way to equate it. It's a good metaphor.
Yeah.
So I gotta get going myself here. Is there anything you want to say?
Yeah. Don't downvote me when I say "ghosted by the cutter" at the end of the game.
I knew you were gonna say it. I was gonna ask. That's a term of endearment.
Yeah.
It means good
not.
game.
It's it's, to me, it's like getting a good game from the Reds when they win. That's like, really? But yeah, no, I usually just do it when I carry.
Oh, that's so funny. You've killed me once or twice before I was in Terraria. When you said that, I was like, oh, you cheeky. I wasn't even mad.
Yeah.
So stop getting mad when you get killed by the cutter and then you get ghosted. You know what? Good game, guys.
Yeah.
Good game.
What was it? Wunder's got the sword. Wolfsbane had the mold by the wolf.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I'll have to make one up. It's going to have to be something crazy.
Yes. But, that's how I make the game fun for me.
I'll have to make something up and one up you guys on that.
Yeah,
slogan.
Sure.
I'm writing it down.
Yeah.
All right, I'll have to put it in my
macro and
yep.
2 strokes of the key, and there you go, in your face.
All right, that's my goal, and I will check out Freeblade.
Yeah, check it out. It's not bad.
So I'll be in game probably tomorrow. I'll be looking for you so we can get in our HTCs.
Sounds good.
All right, to everybody else, thanks for listening, and we'll catch you the next time. Well, I hope you enjoyed the podcast. I'm sure most of you are here for the giveaway. So leave a comment below and it has to be an original comment, not a string or a thread of comments. I need to know what server you're on, your in-game username, and which do you prefer, Steam, iTunes, Google Play, etc. Let me know. Be looking for a $25 gift card in my next video. I'll make the announcement then. Until next time, I'll see you guys out there.